and welcome back, everyone. So before the episode gets started, I'm going to give you a heads up on this episode. So this episode in particular has two guests at the same time. It's not the first time I've had multiple guests, but it's the first time I've had them using this new process. And we had a few hiccups along the way. I do apologize ahead of time, but honestly, you guys are going to have a joy listening to these guys. They were extremely fun to talk with, and honestly, you guys are gonna trust me, come game time, it's gonna be a joy. But before we get started with the episode, like always, I want to thank you guys, because it's because of you guys this podcast has been growing a lot lately, because of you guys talking about it, sharing it, tweeting about it, posting it on Facebook. I honestly don't pay to advertise this show. It's all word of mouth, and it's because of you guys sharing about it that has grown so much. I want to thank you, like always. So you know what? I've been talking too much. Let's get on with the show. And welcome to another episode of the Convoluted Podcast. And today we have two of the guys from Life of Laymen. Introduce yourself.
I am Feral Terrel.
I am the McWonderBeast.
Thank you guys for joining me. Tell me a little bit about your podcast. I got a chance to listen to it last night.
Well, if you don't mind me taking the seat here, Feral.
By all means, my friend.
Our podcast is about a little bit of everything, but mostly absolutely nothing. We're two middle-aged guys who like to talk about pretty much everything under the sun, and we're not experts on anything, and we make a clear point of making sure our audiences know that, and generally just like having a good time.
Great.
Yes. Lots of smoking, lots of laughter, and not so politically correct topics.
That's a good way of summing it up.
Oh yeah, I kind of agree with that. I got to listen to your two last previous episodes, and they were pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I had a smile on my face. Kind of just listening to you guys just talk and shoot the shit.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys are quite entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. So what got you guys to kind of start up your guys' podcast?
Oh, well, that's an easy thing for me to answer because I'm the one who got it started. Me and Feral have known each other since middle school, elementary school. We've known each other so long that we oftentimes forget. And we've pretty much been shooting the shit, having crazy ideas ever since we met, and we've always been interested in film and media production, and over the years we have attempted and failed miserably at every project we've ever set our goals at, except for this podcast. And yeah, that's the easiest way to sum it all up.
I couldn't, honestly. That is.
Yeah, I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast one time, and he just kind of was talking about, how great of a podcast. There's a podcast for everything. You can pretty much put your voice out there, and there's going to be an audience for it, even for the random madness that we create.
Yeah. I mean, there's entire podcast murder.
All right, nice guys. So, as far as your podcast, how long have you guys been doing it? I didn't really get a chance to gauge.
We're encroaching on a year here soon in March.
Really has it? It has been
we're coming up on a year here, and we are a weekly podcast.
Okay, no, I feel you. It's weird, right? I recently just passed a year, and it's sometimes hard to believe that you've been working on a project for so long, and it's just been like fun, right?
Yeah, it's been a really amazing thing because I've had a child since we started the podcast. having an extra addition to my family, especially since I've dealt with some mental health issues since we started podcasting. It's been a really fun way to actually look back at my personal progression as a human being and like the project we're working on, and how for both of us this is really the first thing we've committed ourselves to doing successfully in a long time.
And for me as well, good on getting out of my comfort, actually breaking out and you know, I don't know,
Exposing
blossoming?
yourself to the world.
Yes, I'm blossoming like a flower. I don't know
All
why I
right.
do these motions. No one sees me.
I know.
Except for the guy mowing his lawn. He's probably like, that guy is stupid. What the fuck is he doing right
Don't take us too far here, Feral. We're guests.
Nah, you're perfectly fine. You're perfectly good. But no, yeah, it's and congratulations on having a kid, going
thank
through all
you.
that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But wow, yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, a lot of things can happen in such a short amount of time, and working on a project kind of not only keep yourself busy, but to kind of jump over some hurdles that people are dealing with. I myself was not. I was. What's the best way to put it? I was kind of lost, like the best way to put it is like I felt like meaningless, like I wasn't doing anything, just getting up and going to work and stuff. Like
You felt like you were underutilizing the value you have.
exactly. There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
now? I felt like that.
And
that's
no, go right ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. No, I wasn't trying to cut you off. No, that's the same reason. Like we did what we did is we both we've had a lot of people in our personal lives compliment us on our creativity and our humor, and like, you know, you guys are pretty decent entertainers, at least in their opinion, and we've just never committed to putting ourselves out there. And
All right.
Yeah, you keep pulling. I'm telling you,
I've been
Professor X.
Yeah, I've been Yoda lately, bro. And I'm not Professor X. It's fucking Logan.
No.
Logan. I'm a discount Logan. If you look at me,
Discount, yes.
I know I've been shaving the head, but it's not Professor
Discount,
X.
yes.
Again, not art. We're guests. Can't keep stealing the reins from Jesus, man.
Nah, that's perfectly fine, dude. Like I said, this show is to kind of promote you guys and kind of let my audience and possibly your audience get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
And just you're like I said, just go ahead and say what you need to say. But overall, go right
it
ahead.
is part of our shtick. I'm kind of a bully. I kind of tell him what to do.
I don't listen. I never listen. No,
He doesn't.
25.
That's why I'm trying to replace you. Why do you think I've been out on Reddit?
My own thing, Nick.
That's all we had. Sorry.
All right, no, actually, you're cutting out on me a little bit.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude.
That's not good. I'm sorry.
All
We're
right.
on a wireless connection.
Oh,
Shitty.
okay. I see. Okay, that makes more sense. You should be fine now.
Okay.
All right, and we're back. No, it's what's interesting is in my early show, like the early concept of this show, I actually had a couple co-hosts as well. But as time progressed, scheduling and stuff like that it gets rough. I'm not gonna lie. But I've been able to continue on this passion project and finding random guests from around the world to my own backyard to just kind of talk and figure them out. You guys are actually like nearby for where I am. So.
Yeah, we're in the greater Portland metro area. I think we're a hop, a skip, and a jump away.
Really, all right. Well,
Yeah,
do you
that's
take pigeon mail?
Sorry?
Do you take pigeon mail? If you're that close.
I know, right? It's weird. Like out of everyone I've talked to, like you're the closest ones besides some of the local establishments that I've had the pleasure of talking to. But yeah, you guys are the first ones within like 50 miles that over the internet I've contacted.
I'm glad
I feel honored.
glad we can be a first
No, you're welcome.
Today.
Yes, we have. Chris
2019 is turning into something beautiful already.
There you guys go. You see? So, do you guys, as the 1 year anniversary for your guys' podcast is coming up, do you guys have anything you guys want to improve upon, or any plans to, like, something to kind of oomph it for the 1 year?
Well, for me, I don't know about Feral. I really want to push to get some kind of response from our audience, get a little bit of interaction. I've been watching our downloads and our audience grow, and our followers on Podbean especially grow. And I just kind of, I want to get to know the people who are listening to us and kind of understand their perspective on what about what we're doing is entertaining. Not necessarily to change to form to audience, but we've been firing from the hip from day one.
Yeah.
We just kind of want to do what we want to do, and sometimes it comes out this amazing, glorious, hilarious awesomeness, and other times it becomes this stale, boring conversation like my monotone ass is giving.
Honestly, like, come 1 year, definitely I'd like to do that too, have some more audience, but also probably see us grow out and, keep tapping other people that aren't within, like, our circle of people have on the show and to
Network
learn.
And broadcast, yeah.
And honestly, I'd like to actually reach out to more educators and that could teach the layman a thing or
Actually have some expert opinions on things
have some expert opinions.
instead of us just using the Oracle, Google, and Wikipedia to
almighty Google, tell us something new.
To trudge through a topic and try to make sense of it.
Exactly. I'd like to get some first-hand experience and share those share that experience with our audience. They can do, and we can have interaction.
No, yeah.
But
No, go right ahead.
We want to keep our own flavor and spin on it too. I definitely foresee when we have experts on, we're probably, unless they are completely opposed to it, we're still going to be smoking in the room. We're still going to be asking them how they wipe their ass.
Oh yeah.
We have our way of being, but we want to expand on that with our own flavor of adult humor.
Like one of the big things I wanted, with getting my girlfriend and her 2 kids out here. The son is really big in dinosaurs. I'd like to talk to some paleo, especially that one that Joe Rogan had on his show, the weird hair.
I'd set your goals a little higher, lower, friend, lower.
I know, I can go lower, but that's what I want to shoot for.
Let's start with some community college students, and then work up to a professor, and then go to someone.
How about a teacher at a community?
That's fine with me.
That's a good bar to start at.
I'm just saying we're doing this out of a bedroom, so we have a limited budget and free time. Some people are expensive.
Some people.
And weed.
No, that's. But yes, that's at least what I'd like to do.
All right. Okay, so interesting. And actually, you'll be more surprised to know that a lot of people are more willing to talk. Think about it. I've talked to a lot of the, like, surprisingly in the area I'm at, I've talked to a lot of the bars, tap houses, and I'm surprised they're willing to give me the time of day to promote their establishment. And I'm glad that I have, because now I'm not only friends with these people, and it's fun to just go to these bars and places, just said hi to the owner, and like I'm happy their places have been improving too, and it's just fun. Mostly when you're actually doing an interview. I've been looking up for these like bars places I've gone to. We usually have drinks while we're doing it, so like free drinks at a bar, can't go bad with that.
No, that sounds fantastic here. I'm like, let's find some bakeries so the McWonderBeast can eat some fucking donuts. Whoa, let's hit up Voodoo.
There you go.
But I don't like their donuts, and it's in Portland, and I don't want to have to go there. Yes.
It's so much better.
Well, way better. If you haven't had Voodoo or Heavenly Donuts, Jesus, track one down. There's a couple of them in Oregon. You will love it. They are literally heavenly donuts. They stay soft days after being baked.
All right, I'll look one up. There should be. Well, like I said, I'm not that far from Portland, so probably the next time I go to a concert, I'll hunt one down.
Yeah, if you're close,
there's one right on McLaughlin.
One off McLaughlin.
Yeah.
I have no idea where he is, and I'm not trying to make him broadcast his location to his audience.
No.
Not everybody wants to give their personal address like you, Fer.
Yeah, my personal address is.
Actually, fun. Like, I don't know if you want to. Do you guys want to hear a quick news story that I recently talked to some people about?
I'm up for whatever, man. This is your show.
All right, so yesterday. So we're recording this on the 12th. So on the 11th, on Twitter, how active are you guys on social media? Would you say?
Not at all, honestly. We
Hardly.
are failures at social media unless it is Steam or Discord.
All right. Okay. So on Twitter, some of the more noteworthy like companies have somehow probably hired some younger generation of people to handle their Twitter accounts, because some of the companies have some really interesting Twitters posts instead. But
yeah,
yesterday on the 11th, someone posted a series of tweets and threads from an incident that happened with FedEx. So this one person was kind of joking to saying that, oh, I'm gonna get why am I getting my package tomorrow when the item says it's in China, even though they were like, I think in New York at the point. So that was a joke, and they at the FedEx help account. So I believe most of the like help things have like an auto replier. So they ask like, oh, we're sorry. Can you send us your name, your tracking number, your address, and we'll figure something out, and just DM us. So this person goes and does all this stuff, and trying to figure this out and everything. The issue that happened was that person address got leaked to the public because it was put on the thread and not onto the DM.
Ooh. Nice. FedEx is doxing people these days.
Exactly.
That's scary.
FedEx. First, they don't get my check to me on time, and now this.
Well, it wouldn't be a big deal because, like, most addresses are public knowledge anyways, but now that person's going to get harassed and memed and all kinds of stuff. You know how many FedEx Arrow of Death memes they're going to get in the mail?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. You know of the Arrow of Death, correct?
Yeah, I've heard of it. But you can enlighten the audience a little bit.
For those audience listeners who don't know of the Arrow of Death, if you look at the FedEx logo, there is an arrow in the empty space between the X and the E. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Mm-hmm. And then I know a lot of people are like, yeah, you fucking idiots. You're supposed to see that. But I didn't see that for like the first 15 years I knew that logo was around. So, perception.
There you guys go. But no, yeah, it was crazy when this person, and they were trying to contact the FedEx account to like say, hey, can you take this down? And it took them over 90 minutes before they were able to delete that tweet. But 90 minutes is more than enough time for some people to just screen grab or copy it.
A couple seconds.
Yeah, 60 seconds is long enough for a lot of stuff to happen. And then on something like Twitter, I mean,
kids nowadays can get that screenshot in less than 10 seconds.
Dude, how many? I can swipe my hand across my phone and take a screenshot instantly. So as soon as I see something hilarious, it's over with. And Twitter is the pulse of the world now. You're not on Twitter, you're not alive. That's why I feel like.
That's why I still use Pigeon. OG Twitter.
Because it literally tweets. My God, I just understood that.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness. Fucking blew my mind. Oh man.
Damn.
This is what happens when movies end up on Netflix. What was it you just were telling me about?
Monty Python.
Monty Python's on, so he's obsessed with pigeon mail again.
No, those are swallows.
Wait.
Swallows, pigeons, there's no difference.
No, it's totally a difference.
He's asking us a question.
Yes, what's up?
I was just like, I didn't know Mighty Python on Netflix.
Oh yes, they got a Holy Grail, Life of Brian, The Flying Circus, and there's another one. I'm waiting for it now for something really different.
If you folks have self-respect, don't watch Life of Brian. I'm just saying.
No, that's the one you want to watch. That's like one of the best ones.
Damn, I know what I'm doing.
Opinion. Gonna be watching some Monty Python today, huh?
Exactly.
Hopefully they will have The Meaning of Life on there, too. That's one of the absolute best ones.
The Meaning of Life is literally the best Monty Python that was ever.
I could agree with that.
It's
Holy
been
Grail's the second.
okay.
You're saying?
No, it's been forever since I've seen those films. Like I owned them back when was it on VHS? I can't remember now. No.
Either that or Betamax.
Something. It's been forever, and I haven't seen them since. But I've seen so many memes, and it just brings back nostalgia. I just need to watch them again.
Dig, dig, dig! He just hit Pee Wee Herman's word of the week. Whoa! Sorry, we're doing an episode on nostalgia tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It's been a very prevalent thing in social culture, and this last week, for me at least, nostalgia has been the hottest topic of conversation.
Oh yeah, same here.
How so?
Even listening to your podcast, there was many topics of nostalgia. One of the, can't remember his name, YouTuber who goes over rock and roll history and stuff. And there's just been so many aspects of people talking about nostalgia. My brother was talking about how hardcore consumerism has been forced nostalgia to push their brands.
Walmart.
Yeah, and
Walmart commercial heavy on it.
Ever since South Park dropped the Memberries episode, it has just been very in your face. Oh my god, nostalgia is fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that. It's been
remake of
literally.
Lion King.
Oh god, actually, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that.
Oh, I do. That looks dope.
That looks really cool, but like, okay, I'm walking around and I'm seeing dudes in flat haircuts and starter jackets and shit that I haven't seen since 1995. I'm like,
yeah, for real.
The last time I was in Portland was for a Blazers game, and I legitimately had like a small panic attack because it was the people looked like the Portland that I remember being downtown when I was a child, when it was fucking drug riddled. Like the 90s were not a beautiful scene in Portland.
No.
And like I had like a small heart attack because all these people are wearing the shit that I haven't seen since fucking 95, 96.
I saw a kid come by my work yesterday, flat top. He didn't have a starter jacket. He had one of those old school Raiders jackets, those big puffy ones.
The Raiders starter jacket.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
god, I know that jacket.
Yeah.
I just remember the classic, like, thin starter jackets. Those are the ones I remember.
Or are you talking the puff style?
The big puff style.
Who made those?
This wasn't starter, though. It started with an F.
I don't remember. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about. Those ones that look like they're baking cakes and shit.
His flat top was at least like 6.5 inches. 6.5 inch flat top.
That's glorious.
And it could have been no older than like 7.
Damn.
Great flat top, though. Fucking spot on.
But we're living in that time too, where like our group, I would say, are already in that. We're in that. We already have that nostalgia, and we're just passing it along to our kids that are within our time. So it's good and bad. I've seen there's been a lot of negative nostalgia that's been thrown in our face. That like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they're.
It's a double-sided coin.
I was waiting for the host of this podcast to give a question.
Oh no, I was like, sorry. One of you are cutting. One of you.
One of us is cutting out. Yeah.
You're good. I wonder why your buddy is. He cuts out.
It might be voice connection. So, Feral, try to remember that we're on Discord and it's voice activity. So you kind of need to add a little bit of.
I need to put more bravado in my
voice. Into your voice to accentuate the fact that you're actually present.
Okay, yeah,
this
I
is,
think
this is the first time we've been recording using Discord, so forgive our lack of professional.
Nah, you're fine. That's what editing's for. So. But
Hey, I'm just worried that we're giving you a lot to edit, man.
thank you, I appreciate that. So we're back. But anyways, no, yeah, you're right. Nostalgia can be a double. I think you said coin or double-edged sword, one of the two.
Yeah, I think I meant double-edged sword.
You said coin, but you meant sword for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking Two-Face for a second. I've been reading a lot of Batman.
I can tell. He's wearing a Batman t-shirt, sorry. So there's a lot.
Okay. Cool. Question then. Have you guys seen all the screenshots and everything of the new Joker?
No, I haven't.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
Yes, I believe
What?
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix is the Joker? I'm looking this shit up.
It's going to be a standalone Joker movie set in 1980s Gotham. They're actually filming in New York. I saw some of the set when I was in New York for my friend's wedding.
Ooh.
And I absolutely dig I dig how the Joker looks. It's cool. I like it.
I don't remember how to spell Joaquin.
Joaukq.
Whoa, I already found it. Screen Geek is on it, bro. You type in Joker. Whoa, that is fucking creepy looking.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's a
Same.
lot better than, what's his name, Jared Leto.
Hold up, motherfucker. If they would have left all the shit that Jared Leto did in that movie, that movie wouldn't have been a piece of shit that they attributed to Will Smith. I'm sorry, I'm very bitter about that movie.
I just don't like the look of that Joker. That's what I'm saying. I don't like the look of the Joker. That movie.
I would actually agree with that. I was not too fond of his look, but I didn't mind the gangster Joker.
He had a good performance, but I did not like the look.
But he was the Suicide Squad Joker. It was on point. For Suicide Squad. I know what you're saying, though. I know
it was the tattoos, for fuck's sakes.
But also on the other note, when I learned about all the scenes that were cut that kind of ruined his character, just feel less, not less involved, less. What's the best way to put it? It just didn't fit because
didn't.
And I think knowing that there were scenes that were cut makes you hurt the film even more because the film overall was very entertaining. It wasn't the best, but the DC Universe movie franchise isn't the best at the moment. But
no, it's Aquaman and Wonder Woman are the best ones they've had to offer.
I mean, we now know that if your mother's name is Martha, Superman and Batman will band together you to fight the forces of evil.
Yes. Does that mean they'll protect Martha Stewart no matter what?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Dude, that's America's mother. Bill Cosby is no longer America's dad, but Martha Stewart's will always be America's mom.
You go.
That fat bitch Paula Deen and her fucking butter addiction, trying to give America diabetes, fucking evil bitch.
But no, I agree with you on Suicide Squad. It was a rather entertaining movie and had a lot of faults, and it definitely did come down to the fact of Will Smith's ego because he got to play Deadshot, who was one of the primary people in Suicide Squad.
Did he get to pick his role though?
I think that's who they cast him as. But you know how Will Smith is. He needs to have the camera. I'm now the good guy. But Deadshot's never even.
I mean, he did take over YouTube Rewind, so
yeah.
Yeah, sadly. Oh,
you gotta appreciate the memes though, man. That Thanos shit is on point.
Dude, it is.
Oh God, that video itself stirred up so much controversy online.
Oh yeah. Oh, YouTube lost their shit.
No. Give me.
Hey man, it gives me content to watch on a regular basis.
Right?
Hey, there you go. Can't complain about that. But knowing that it's the most disliked video on YouTube somehow just brings a smile to my face.
I know. How do you surpass the all females Ghostbusters in dislikes? Like, come on. That's pretty tacky. And then what was it? What was that? It was Justin Bieber before that held the title.
Yes.
And then I think there was like one of the, I think it was like Battlefield 5 Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Held it for a small time, but
yeah.
But I think it was Baby by Justin Bieber. Always hold.
But who knows if they actually go through with the all-female Big Lebowski, that might.
Oh.
Wait, is that real?
That's a rumor I heard, and they want to get Melissa McCarthy or whatever her name as Walter. And I think they said.
I'm with you, Jesus.
I know. No, when my sister told me, I started yelling out, "No!"
This came from your sister's mouth?
This came from Gary's mouth.
Okay, either one of those human beings shall not be mentioned in this room henceforth. Agreed?
Agreed.
Seal it with a crisp high five.
So,
they shall not be named.
All right. So some of Melissa McCarthy's early works I didn't mind, but she's been so pushed in our faces lately that she just seems to take every role, and it's just so in your face, and I've kind of grown tired of her act because I think she's been kind of typecast so much now.
Yes.
That it's sad. Kind of the way Jason Statham has been why can't I speak? Placed in the role he's always been. So, it's a little sad because some actors have some potential. She herself,
some great range.
Like, she did some fun projects early on, and then the money's there, and it's just like, I'll be in anything, and it's like sad because then.
Honestly, one of my favorite things that she was involved with was a movie with, oh my god, I totally just on his Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
She was in a movie with Ryan Reynolds called The Nine, and it's I think it's a B-list. I mean, it was like an indie movie that very few people even knew about. It's this very existential, talking about God, I can't speak either, man. You're passing it on to me. God damn. It's a very deep, thought-provoking movie, and it's not comedy. I mean, there's some comedy parts in it, but she plays this very deep role where essentially she is a creation of a god, and she is keeping him in a world that he shouldn't stay in. And it's just this very beautiful love story, and like, it's Ryan Reynolds and then McCarthy, and it's like, whoa, and then now she's all in your face, and it's just...
And Ryan Reynolds is now officially Deadpool.
He's officially dead. And Pikachu, apparently.
I know. Damn.
Yes, he is.
He's moved up.
Done a lot
From
ever
Van
since.
Wilder to Pikachu.
Yeah. He's also another actor that's... Surprisingly, he seems to play so many various roles. He was getting typecast for a while.
His early years definitely was typecast.
But now, I still feel like he is kind of being typecast because it's not necessarily. It's Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is Van Wilder. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. He is that persona. He's just so perfectly it. It's impossible to not have that incorporated into his characters, but at the same time, he does have range and depth of being able to bring more out of it. There's nuance in his performance.
I think by the time Ryan Reynolds hits like 60, 65, we're going to see like the best years of his acting. He's going to take all that experience and he's going to give us so many heavy hitter movies. Like, we're going to see him at the Golden Globes taking away more.
Or we're going to get a newer version of Dirty Grandpa.
Oh,
God. That made my stomach
make me want to go vomit.
But thinking about it makes me actually really look forward to some of his future films. Interesting.
Same with Jonah Hill.
What has he been up to?
He's been directing.
Have you not seen Maniac?
Or mid-90s?
No.
Mid-90s looks fucking amazing.
Mid-90s is amazing.
That's the skater kid, right? That movie looks phenomenal.
He directed that one.
But on Netflix, it's I think it's Emma Stone is the chick in it.
Yes.
Yeah, Emma Stone and
really
Jonah Hill are the two main characters, and it's called Maniac. And like, it is a oh man, it's a cerebral psycho thriller. Fucking, I mean, they touch so many different things in it in such a short series on Netflix. I highly recommend it to you and anybody listening because it's phenomenal.
That is going on my list. All right.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that really Like, I love it when an actor can portray a role so well that I forget that it's the actor there. You know, like some people, like Jim Carrey, I can't watch anything with Jim Carrey and not see Jim Carrey. You know, he's always Jim Carrey. But with this performance by Jonah Hill, like, he lost who he was, and you saw the depth of each character because he plays multiple characters throughout the series, and same with Emma Stone. It's fucking phenomenal.
It is.
All right.
It really shows that he's a good actor, and you know, and I don't think he's gonna get cast because it really showed to the people that this guy isn't just a fat funny guy. He has.
Ask me about my wiener! I will always love his origin.
From his starts to his now.
Accept it.
So since we're moving into now, well, we are in now 2019. Is there any films that are coming up that have caught your attention that you guys are really excited about?
Keanu Reeves' Replica and John Wick Volume fan.
I just actually watched a review about Replica and I heard it's shit.
Oh, don't say that.
Sadly.
Is it a remake of the older movie?
I don't think so.
Or am I thinking Replica Man?
I think you're thinking Replica. I don't know.
I know, 80s and 90s, there was so much shit.
Dude, there's so many movies with Replica in it.
As far as stuff coming out in 2019, I haven't really kept in touch with things that are being developed, so I don't know. I haven't seen anything that's really got me excited.
Oh, I do want us also to see
Miss Marvel.
Or no, Captain Marvel. Captain. I'm thinking of the characters original before.
That's
I don't
true.
know, I always get Captain Marvel and Shazam mixed up anyway.
Well, both of them are coming out this year.
And isn't the next Avengers movie coming out this year, Endgame?
Yes, so it'll be Captain Marvel, then Endgame. So there's more Marvel.
I'm in the minority of people who I have zero interest in watching any Marvel movie.
I just haven't watched any of the Avengers movies because like they're supposed to be a certain order you're supposed to watch them all in. So really convoluted. So I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna wait till they're all out. I'm gonna sit down, get really high, and I'm gonna watch them in that order.
All right, that's gonna be interesting. That's a lot of watching.
Yeah, it is.
I know my one will for it.
I feel you because I'm actually in. What is it? Like a couple weeks from now. What is it? One of my cousin's birthday is coming up, and they're a big Harry Potter fan, and we're literally going to be. Apparently, they want us to sit down and watch every Harry Potter movie from beginning to end.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness!
And I personally have not seen the last two films. I've seen clips. I've never seen them like straight through. So that'll be fun if I make it late because I still remember most of them.
If you drink and or smoke, I highly suggest intoxicating yourself for that process.
Yeah.
Those last few movies just don't stop. They just keep going and going, and it's like we're missing all the major plot points from the book.
Just give me more Hermione.
These are all just the super exciting, flashy scene. It's like, come on, this is... Oh, man.
Just give me more Hermione, damn it. That's all I care about.
Want to see her.
Ooh, fun note about Harry Potter. Did you guys? You guys aren't. You guys said you guys aren't too big in social media, but did you guys hear the little tweet that was posted out for Pottermore about wizardry and their toiletry habits?
No.
No.
Okay, so this has been. It's official. It's been. Rollings has said this is official. So back in the day before wizards took on the Muggle toilets and all that, wizards and witches would shit themselves and clean themselves up with magic.
What is the necessity of sharing this tidbit of this universe? Why?
Why? Just let us go on knowing that they had toilets.
But now we know that Harry doesn't wipe back or front.
Yeah,
He just
poops himself.
Flicks it
Just,
as
Oh,
best as it's
well, no, they do now because they adopted our.
Yeah.
Right.
So does that mean Harry's grandpa is just always just walking around with his shit in his trousers, just? And people are like, "What the hell is that?"
That may have been ancient history. That may have been pre-Roman era.
Oh.
Plumbing's been around a while, my friend.
Yeah, it has, but not to the wizard world, supposedly.
But who knows when they adopted?
See, now she needs to come out and say what time.
See, the problem with this is that when she gives us this small bit of information, this promotes far more questions.
Exactly. Like, what is the timeline of the adoption of Muggle plumbing versus magic shit?
Was there an advanced campaign that needed to be done by the the Ministry of
Magic?
Yeah.
They had to do like some sort of like propaganda campaign.
Could you imagine?
Could
you imagine that campaign going on in the wizard world? Thou shalt not shit thine pants no further.
Thou shalt sit down and shit. I don't make this. There's just too many steps. You can get your hands dirty.
You got that old wizard who's just fucking sticking it out hard. He's just running around without his pants on. I'm gonna shit everywhere I want and magically clean it as I go.
It's more efficient.
Hey, you guys literally took the words out of my hand. That is perfect. That is perfect. I love it. That was a great skip. But no, it's ridiculous. Because this is not the first time that she's kind of agreed on a bunch of fan fiction to be reality. It's baffling sometimes what this woman would agree upon.
So you're saying this started from fan fiction?
Oh, someone out there had to say they're wizards.
I'm sending her my fan fiction.
I hope so, because there are a whole lot of other things that people are using wands for in fan fiction. That's dangerous territory.
Yeah.
Rolling, stay away from fan fiction.
Actually, what was it? There was a what is it?
New meaning to Slytherin.
Ooh. Nice.
Damn, nice.
What'd you ask? I got really distracted by my own thought process.
No, you're fine. But no, right now, Reddit is going crazy over this specific ploy, because one of the things that was asked upon was, so they added plumbing a little later in history. So whatever happened with the Chamber of Secrets? Why was there plumbing leading? Why was the Chamber of Secrets never found if the plumbing was right nearby? So
why was the Chamber of Secrets?
So apparently the note that was that they put out is they were never dug deep down. They didn't dig deep enough to find the Chamber of Secrets, so it was still secret. Yeah, that's what happened.
Well, here's my question about the plumbing. Did they hire Muggle plumbers to train wizards in plumbing? Or did they just hire the Muggle plumbers to come do the plumbing themselves? Because, would there be a different scale of charging the rates? She's asked. Now I have way too many questions about.
Here, I'm gonna answer you that one question. You don't have to think about it. The way they worked was magic.
There we go.
Magic resolves everything. Yep. No more explanation. This is how the world became Christian. Come and think about it. Jesus is bringing it back.
Damn
there
straight.
you go.
Thank you.
My mom almost had a heart attack when I told her that I finally found Jesus, by the way. So, thank you for that.
You're more than welcome. I like when people use my name that way. It's hilarious to see people.
Yeah, please use the bathroom.
So continuing on a little bit on the world of Harry Potter. Have you seen the latest in the franchise, Fantastic Beasts, by chance?
I haven't. No, I've actually been interested in watching them, but I don't socialize or go out in public very much. So I have yet to watch it, and I've got 2 kids. So
okay. Whoa, you're busy.
I haven't had time.
Okay, you're a busy man. Then actually, since just you and me at the moment, can you how old are your kids at the moment? If you would like to share that.
Yeah, my oldest is a boy. He is 6 years old, and my daughter was just recently born, and he is almost 4 months old.
Okay. So, in your time of being a father, what do you think has changed yourself?
Oh man, a lot. They always say that you never really know what life is like until you have a child. People always say it's going to change everything, and you never really understand what it's going to be. And boy, those are very true words, because it changed every aspect of everything, not just daily decisions, but like my personality radically changed. The way I viewed things changed in a unique way that I didn't think would happen. I became very primal on some aspects of things. I became far more prone to standing my ground, and even if I know that I'm going to lose a fight, I'm going to duke it out and stand my ground on my position, because I have things to protect.
That makes more sense. That's kind of how we haven't lost that in evolution. It's our overall instinct to protect what
Feral
we need.
looks very confused. He was asking me in your absence what aspects have changed the most since I've become father.
Oh, okay.
I was talking about that primal bloodlust to protect your kin, and it doesn't matter if I'm gonna fucking get hit by a rhinoceros. I'm gonna stand my fucking ground and get hit by the goddamn rhinoceros.
You still need to get you a double barrel shotgun.
I don't need a double barrel shotgun. My penis is big enough. Thank you.
There you go. Why fight the facts?
Right, yeah.
She has boyfriends.
Let me tell you,
sitting there cleaning the shotgun.
I have a boy. Everybody's all congratulations and all these things to look forward to. I have a daughter. When you get a gun, like I suddenly have a purpose to have a gun. My morals don't change on that one.
What's funny is that that idea that when a father has a son is like, oh yes, and everything, but the moment they have a daughter is like, okay, interesting.
I do definitely understand it to a degree, because there's something about, despite all this gender chaos that's going on in our social progression, all this existential crisis that everybody is having in society, there are some extreme differences between boys and girls, and they show themselves even in the womb. The pregnancy for my wife was completely different with both male and female offspring, and as soon as my daughter was born, like even the changes that happened when my son was born, it progressed to a whole nother level. I thought of, I was raised by a single mother, so I've always viewed women in a very respectable manner and stuff, but I viewed them in a very different way of like a fragileness aspect. It's hard to put into words. I'm falling apart here. It's just the endearing aspect. Holding that little baby girl was far more powerful of, I have to protect and cherish this being more than the boy. And it's not like I love my children any more or less. It's this, I don't know, a natural instinct to believe that he's going to be able to deal with certain aspects easier than her. And in our modern world, I fear for young girls because of social media. Like it's not a safe place to be on the internet for young girls, and
any young child.
And actually, you're right. Actually, going into let's tangent into this topic. Right now, we're living in a time where I think it's one of the most chaotic times for us to share information, because everyone can just say whatever they want and make believe anything that may not be real into some truth. It's ridiculous sometimes what people will put out there as truth, and many will believe it. Sorry?
What people reality.
Yeah.
There can be fake news.
Well, there's not just the aspect of what people are willing to accept. It's the fact that we now, because of consumerism, psychology has been motivated to selling people things, how to manipulate people to do certain actions to make them buy certain products. In addition to social media and all these other aspects, you have AI and algorithms that are working to build a profile of people and understand them for a consumerist algorithm to sell them these products. And so on the fake news aspect, these are the things people are going to pay attention to, because that's what the computer's recognizing. And so it's going to easier push. It's just going to fucking control and manipulate people. That wasn't as well said as I thought it in my head. Sorry if that made no sense.
Out all right. Came out all right, yeah.
He got the point. He got the point out.
I am a layman, so I'm going to use that scapegoat.
I mean, I definitely notice when I'm on social media that they advertise. If I look like, when your brothers were here, Race Car had that backpack, so I went onto the site where I got that backpack and looked at it. And then when I was on Facebook, I started advertising the company.
Can you speak up?
Yeah, sorry. The backpack was from 511. Now, whenever I go onto YouTube to go watch anything on, all I see is advertisements for 511 pants, 511 this, or now that I've been getting back into D, I've been getting advertisements for WizKids Miniature, for all sorts of artists and D&D craft companies that want their wooden dice boxes or something.
And to kind of, I found a way to better say what I was thinking. That same aspect of being able to use those algorithms to understand people and individuals to sell them products is also being used to enforce and reinforce certain aspects of ideology.
Uh-huh.
People are being trained to think and believe things in a certain way.
No, yeah, it's it's how the world works now, and some of us just accept it when our phones are listening to us without us really thinking about it. Our search history just being matched, and the world just kind of trying to sell us stuff when we know it wants us to. It's weird.
I mean, I know what I want to buy. I want to buy more beef jerky. Definitely a lot more beef. And some tickets to the next. I'm good.
Get ready. You're gonna
happening.
You're gonna
It's
see
happening.
more. You're gonna see more ads for that soon. That you keep talking about.
You know, honestly, everything at my house is mostly disconnected from everything, so he's probably safe as long as his phone's not.
Is there? Damn.
Fuck.
It's okay.
I use like DuckDuckGo for my internet searches, so I'm not getting profiled by Google. I've gone almost as far as using a VPN, but I'm not going to pay for shit I know how to do on my own. So, yeah, we live in a crazy, crazy world. I don't know how we got onto this tangent or where we're going. So
Well,
I'll give it back to you, sir.
now
Please guide us, Jesus.
I'll do my best. So actually, we briefly mentioned a little bit, or you just talked about a little bit. D&D. That's a thing that I've been trying to delve into. Like, I listen to a lot of D&D podcasts, and I watch a reasonable amount of it. What got you started into playing it so many years ago?
Because he's a fucking nerd. He's a nerd who had no fucking friends growing up, and so the only friends he could make were ones on fucking character sheets.
No, actually, it's because of my two of my friends. They are twins, and I'd go over there and hang out with them, and their older brother would be playing. And so one day, their older brother looked at all of us.
I'm looking at you confused. We have 3 sets of twins.
John
familiar.
Jason.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying our familiar circle. I'm really lost.
I forget that there's twins. So no, the John Jason, their older brother Timmy, they like all of us were just sitting around one day. We were playing, I think, Magic the Gathering, and then Timmy comes in and he goes, "Hey, you fucking queers, get in my room. We're playing D&D."
He called you queers to get you to come play D&D.
Yes. And then we all got up and we were like, and he stood there and he just kept parading us. He goes, "Come on, we're going to go play fucking D&D. Get the fuck up. Let's go play fucking D&D.
And mind you, this is like 1998, 99,
Yeah.
So calling kids queers was okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking that 90s. I was thinking 90s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we all got up. We went play D&D. Timmy was my first DM. He was an asshole. I think I had a Elven Ranger that ended up dying like 3 or 4 adventures in because my friend Ray decided he wanted to pull his short bow out in the tunnel and shoot at an ant that was in front of me. And so he rolled a critical failure and ended up getting a critical hit on me and not the ant. So he dealt 3 times damage, and there was an arrow sticking in the back of my head. And instead of dragging my body to go revive me, he took all my gear and they fed me to the other ants.
Oh, God.
So,
memory.
I know, so yes, that was my first D&D character, and he died at like level 4. And they didn't even set up my character right either. I was supposed to be playing a ranger. I should have had an animal companion with me that would have helped, but I guess we were all in a hurry. So then I think Jason started DMing, and then Timmy was just like, I don't want to play with you guys anymore.
He grew out of it.
Yeah, so he gave the books to John and Jason, and I think Jason was our main DM for the longest time, and then eventually my mom bought me the books.
The rest is history.
Yep.
Feral Terrel became the dungeon master of nerds everywhere.
I think I have played more time as a dungeon.
Yeah, I could definitely say that's probably true for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because...
And I actually enjoy it a lot, because coming up with the MP making worlds, it's fun. There's a lot, and I've developed a lot to the... So
Okay.
What got you interested?
So, one thing is... So, like I said, I listen to a lot of podcasts that do D&D stories, and I watch a lot of it too. And for me, I'm a big storyteller. I enjoy creating stories. I did that a lot for my siblings as we were growing up. We would just come up with stories and share them. Throw in the game element of playing D&D is another positive. Growing up, we never really had that. Something we knew was in the back of our minds, but I could say that when we were growing up, I would make kind of a D&D-esque kind of games for my siblings, because I'm a big fan of dice. I have like thousands of dice. I just like the idea of dice and things like that. So I would always have a bunch of them around, and we would just play games that I would create.
I have my big bag of dice right now.
Christ.
But it's
I'm getting more. Sorry.
Thinking of it now, it's like I actually want to play. I want to play it as much as I've listened to it and watched it.
Well, since you're a local, maybe.
Possibly. We'll talk after. But anyways, one is I wouldn't mind playing a character because that's fun, but I've always had this story in mind for the last about a year and a half now, since I've been listening to D&D podcasts. There's a story I have in mind and a concept, and I just need to take the time to actually learn to find the right gameplay method for it, because there's so many different things besides D&D, so many other play styles, and something that would fit the gameplay I want to do. And then I just need to get everyone. The next thing is the same thing I have issue with the podcast is scheduling, like trying to get everyone together. That's kind of the next.
Yeah, that's by far the biggest issue.
We've been waiting on a year and a half now for Feral to schedule a session here. So
it doesn't help that the room I want is currently occupied.
Hey, I'm just saying, you're an adult. Figure it out.
I'm figuring it out.
But no, yeah, that's kind of my interest in D&D is just like the idea of just a fun story, and
not just a story. It's one you get to participate in, altering and experiencing and delving into an adventure, into something that came out of someone's mind, baby.
Yeah, and the one thing I can say about D&D, is expect your players to fuck everything. I know, because McWonderBeast numerous times has messed up my stories, and that's why my current one I'm writing open-ended, so he can't do it this time.
Listen, don't be mad. Be glad that I help you evolve your DM style to be inclusive with that are more creative than the average bear.
I am.
If an NPC is important, don't let me kill him.
That's why I'm not going to let you kill them. I'm just going to give you plenty of other NPCs to go kill.
I'm that kind of player in Dungeons and Dragons that I like to push the patience of the DM because I really hate a stagnant, stupid storyline. And sometimes DMs like to put on this big, flowery bullshit. I'm like, all right, I don't need you to read me a novel before we start rolling some dice. Can we get to the goddamn...
Yeah.
Story's important. Set the mood. But it doesn't need to be overly flowery in a big goddamn production.
That's why, I'm, more leaning away heavy fantasy as because, that's what I noticed that with D&D is that a lot of the heavy fantasy base is there's a lot of flowery talk and there's more time spent in, between interactions, which don't get me wrong, role-playing is fun. But when you spend an entire session, hour, just talking to one,
yeah,
that is annoying. You sit there and you're like, I didn't do anything that session. That guy the bard hogged the entire time because he needed to do 15 billion bluff and seduction checks.
Yeah. That's always brutal. When you play a 3-hour D&D session and all you did was get your party together, start a quest, and make it to the location of where things will start to begin.
I think my current campaign writing is more of a crime-oriented, how would you put it?
I don't know, I haven't read it.
Noir. It's a blend of fantasy, sci-fi. I'm going with a lot of the, I don't really know how to exactly do it, but it's going to have a heavy crime element to it, not just high fantasy.
Okay, interesting.
It's going to have a much more modern-ish.
There's my brother got me, what is it? It's called Blade in the Dark. It's an interesting, noir style of gameplay that he said that might work for what I want to do. And, well, you're already using the D&D play style, so you already know what you're doing. But one thing great about not only D&D but the community that there's so many different ways to play the game. There's not just D&D. There's so many different stories you can come up with and different game mechanics that are available. And so soon, sorry?
Oh, I was gonna say, have you looked into Pathfinder or there's other rule sets out there? But I know one that I've been interested in, it just costs so much, it's war games, Warhammer. Warhammer has came out with an RPG hybrid of their tabletop war game with RPG, single player mechanics.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what your setting is, but there's definitely there is a play style for each story.
You guys should exchange information, and you can share with them the nuances of D&D-esque gameplay.
We shall.
All right, but no, yeah. One day I'm gonna I'll try to get everything set up, and hopefully get something because I honestly want to do a D&D podcast one day, and share the tales with people.
That's something we would be down to help with because this motherfucker, since the day we started the podcast, we're going to do a D&D session on the podcast. We're going to do the whole thing. And I'm like, I'm down. Just get your shit together and we'll do it.
Funny thing is, I actually have an episode on my podcast with my older host or co-host where I try to introduce them to a dumbed down version, but my co-hosts were not as thrilled and they weren't as enjoyable and they just fucked up everything, which makes sense. But
yeah, if it's one of those things that if you're not actually interested in, it's a reach to get you to be involved. You have to have at least a slight interest. Otherwise, it's just fucking boring and forceful, and no one has anything.
exactly. So one day I'll have something running because I'm currently running 2 podcasts at the moment, a bunch of other small projects. So,
Oh, what's your other podcast?
so my other podcast is called Reaction Cast. It's going to be coming out at the end of this month.
That's right. So you haven't launched it yet.
No, but it's I'm prepping all like what I kind of made a mistake before starting this podcast is I kind of release like one episode at a time, little by little in the beginning. What I want to do is kind of at least have a few episodes ready and out so people can just listen to it. Even though I have already established myself with this podcast, the other one is a little bit more experimental. It's a commentary podcast. So
you want to have a backlog for people to dive into if they enjoy it, kind of keep it relevant right off the bat.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're not doing, if anybody's listening to this and you kind of, because I kind of feel like your podcast is definitely a good place for people who like podcasting more than just listening to them. They're interested in the aspects of it. If you're doing a weekly podcast, you don't really need a backlog. But if you're not doing something that's weekly and relative to only that time point in time, make yourself some content and let it build up and go from there, because people will forget really easy.
Just don't do a Dr. Dre and build up so much stuff that you're going to keep sitting there after the last 20 years and be like, don't worry, I'm going to release an album. I'm going to do it.
Why'd you have to go low, bro, man? Like, leave Dre out of this.
I just miss Dre, okay?
I know, listen, I understand that you're hurt. We'll talk about it during the Nostalgia podcast, but, like, calm down, okay?
Right.
You didn't need to drag Dre into this. It's uncalled for. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? Sorry about that. We had a moment there.
You're more than welcome to have those moments on here. And you're right. It's thank you for that. That I appreciate listening to that. Hearing points from other people's perspective is good to know, because then you kind of get an idea what people think about your show. And
I'm going to throw in a real quick, since you brought it up. Like, the reason I reached out in the first place is because I listened to your first podcast when it was your whole crew of ragtag group. I mean, like, the very obvious sound like you were recording on a cell phone in the living room. I'm not sure, but it was like, it reminded me of exactly the episodes that we've had where it's the full room. We got all of our microphones being used, and it's just this glorious chaos of people who obviously know each other, and it was really cool. And then I listened to your most recent stuff, and I was like, oh wow, I gotta very quickly see your format changing and your new, it was like, it was very interesting, and I like your content so far, so I'm gonna keep.
I mean, you helped me get to my workday yesterday, so thank you.
Oh, you actually listened?
Oh yeah, dude. Like,
I told you to do something and you did it?
Yeah, I actually did it that one time.
Oh my god. Dude, 2019's looking up.
I know.
thank you. Guys, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no problem.
So then let me ask you guys this. Since you guys have been almost podcasting for you, what have you noticed in your guys' podcasting style as grown?
Well, if you listen to our early stuff, we clearly had no idea what we were doing. As far as quality goes, I've always been more into video editing and production, so audio was a completely new field for me. I had to hit up a good friend who, honestly, if it wasn't for him, the podcast would have never happened. He helped pay for the initial fees. He really motivated us. Shout out again to Silent. He probably won't hear this, but I'm gonna send you a link anyways, bitch.
Yeah, Skippy.
He's got a history in broadcasting, so he helped me a lot and advised me on which sound equipment I should buy and things like that. And I didn't know how to use it at all in the beginning, and so like our first 10 podcasts are absolutely terrible.
Your ears will bleed.
We tried really hard to force a format. We tried really hard to kind of push hard show notes, try to keep like a rhythm to the episodes. They're just so bad. And then about episode 20, we really found our groove and kind of gave way to trying to control it too much. We really accepted the fact that A, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. B, we don't even know what we wanted it to be. And so we just kind of gave in and said, hey, you know what? Let's just be ourselves. Mm-hmm. Let it roll. And since then, our growth has been better. I feel like, we have more meaningful conversations, even when it's the bullshit topics. When we go on these random tangents where we're just pulling shit out of our ass left and right, it's become better because we're less stressed out about worrying about making something specific for a specific audience. Or I guess it would be easy to say that we sat down and talked as a podcast team and said, we're doing this for fun. We're not doing this for money. I don't give a fuck. Exactly. Let's focus on that. God, that was long. Sorry.
I feel like this is a great way to also get rid of the stress. It's an outlet. Not be so...
Well, we're the Life of Laymen. We get to talk about our life, and literally, how many times have you come into our little studio here, bedroom studio, and vent about tweakers, your family drama, even though nobody has any idea what context you give to it, but it's like a purge, and for some reason, people keep coming back and listening.
And now I just need to start hunting and have hunting drama. Be like, oh man, I shot myself in the foot the other day. I still got the deer though.
We still need to go squirrel hunting.
Dude, we do. We so need.
What was the initial question?
The evolution of your podcast. But you know what? I think listen to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's the same as listening to your guys' podcast. It's enjoyable to see the conversation between both of you. And how you guys interact. Yes, it's like I love the way you guys really interact and work with each other on that. It's entertaining. The thing you said about kind of just sharing your guys' life. It's fun because the episode I listened to, you guys were talking about your was it Christmas or New Year's where one of you guys ended up going to one of your buddies' place and
and I got to participate in Mexican bingo.
Yes, that was fun. Mostly since I'm Hispanic, so it was really fun for me to just try to hear that from.
You got to listen to a gringo suffer his way through some pronunciation.
And all you had to do was call me. I would have so gone and had some.
I still feel like a dick for not. He even told me to bring you. I'm sorry. It's fine. Next year.
And if anyone wants to know what that happened in that situation, just listen to their podcast. Find that episode. It's really funny. And that's the one that kind of really drew me into your guys' stuff.
That would be episode 38.
I'm glad I'm not that old yet.
By any chance, did you listen to any of the story times, Dankness, or the Origins?
The ones I listened to two. I'm trying to see. I listened to that one the most because I got to hear most of it. And the other episode was, if I can find it really quick, this makes perfect content for the podcast because everyone loves it when I do random shit. Where'd it go? Let's see, where the hell is it?
And I don't even know if you even heard any of that, but that's a constant factor for us. We just had someone come in, smoke, and leave.
Yep.
Actually, I'm actually so for anyone listening, if you made it this far into the podcast, I'm actually trying to get a total of 3 other guests to do a weed podcast, a weed episode, where all you do is get high and shoot the shit and go from there.
Dude, I'm so rolling out some blunts.
Feel free to send us an invite on that because that's all we do. We just get flabbergasted stoned. Which is going to be actually really interesting because we're doing something in February that we've coined "Fuck All February" because we're not creative and not original, and as fans of Joe Rogan, we really loved the whole experience that was going down with Sober October. We've talked about participating in it. We failed on all the projects we set out on in 2018. And so we're going sober and pushing ourselves in February. And I'm really interested to see the content we produce.
Oh, and hey, I'm not taking my my get out jail free card on my birthday. I'm sticking it out even on my birthday.
Ooh.
We'll talk about that later.
Except for my slice of cheesecake. I am taking my get out free. It's cheesecake. I gotta have my no smoking.
Okay. Hey, you're more than welcome. My woman was like, hold on, Valentine's Day? So she wanted me to get a get out of jail free card for that, but I'm fine with it. I didn't intend to in any manner. I plan on sticking out and going hardcore and increasing our step limit because holy shit, 7,000 was low. Apparently the average person walks 5,000 with a sedentary lifestyle. So
let me show you what I did.
Show me later. Show me later.
I had to do 11,000.
Shh. Show me later. We're guests right now. Remember, he may not be in the room, but he's still there. He's being patient.
He's right here. What are you talking about?
He's being patient, kind. Let him have his show back.
Anyways, guys, no, I'll hit you guys up if you guys will be available with that. But yeah, look forward to anyone listening for basically a high podcast episode. So
whether we're there or not, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, appreciate that. So, we're getting towards the end of the recording. We've been recording for a little over an hour. So, at this point, I usually ask my guests to share a story. This story, I would like to say, would be for it to be one of the weirdest, strangest, most convoluted thing that has ever happened to you have ever encountered, or have ever done.
Difficult, man.
Take your time. It's up to you guys.
You have convoluted stories. If we're going to go off the proper definition of convoluted, you're the king of convoluted stories. Any long-form tweaker saga, anything like that. The only stories I have are very disgusting, and I don't think any of the episodes you listened to had the bag of shame, but
oh god, yeah.
Yeah. I'm an oversharer. Let's just say that much.
I work in the middle of downtown Portland, so I see convoluted and strange shit.
Crazy, weird, extreme.
All the time.
Yeah.
And it's attracting me. Like I'm a magnet.
You got a good story coming in mind?
I have the story of the guy who thought that I was holding his people in my work.
Wait, what? Okay.
Yes. Yes. Oh my god, this guy. This story is gold. Tell it.
All right.
Okay. So.
Wait. Okay. So for you to share it, you've been a little off a little bit, so I need you to speak up for this story.
Okay.
This sounds really interesting.
Yes. How does this sound?
Perfect.
Do I sound okay? So I work at a local sports stadium in downtown Portland, and I'm a janitor. I don't mind my job. I can get high all day and fucking come into work and do my job like and nobody fucking knows a goddamn thing. And so one day, I was standing outside cleaning out the windows at the box office for tickets, and I'm just minding my own thing, and all of a sudden one of the guys from ops, now those are the guys who have access to their building, he comes walking hold of me. He's in a panic. He goes, "Hey, you, drop your shit. You're coming with me right now." And I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I'm going with him, and from the inside, I hear this dude yelling, "Get the fuck out! Get the fuck away from me!" And I was like, oh shit. And so I'm following, and it turns out a tweaker got in with a crowd of people, a yoga aerobics fitness thing that they were doing in the field. And so this dude was high off his rocker. Supposedly, Jesus, not you, Jesus, but some other Jesus, some false deity, was telling him that his people were being held inside this stadium and that he had to get them out, and that we were working with the devil to keep his people from him. And so, there was 4 of us trying to get him out, and he kept trying to size us up. He swung at this lady there named Victoria, and she is a tall woman. She she would have been like a Valkyrie. Like, you could picture her as a Valkyrie, like, and she was scared at that point. And so, like, we finally get this guy out, and he's trying to fucking fight all of us. And one of the ops dudes is like, hey, man, you just need to go. And we got this old guy there. He kind of reminds me of Bill from King of the Hill. Like, he's a nice guy, and he's a pacifist. And so one of the ops guys says, hey, this guy ain't gonna fight you. He's a pacifist. And the tweaker guy's like, well, you know what? I'll pass a fist to his face. And again, I had to keep my face straight because I couldn't laugh. Like, that was fucking golden. That was like a perfect golden comeback to that. But like, I had to pretty much stand my ground and try to get this guy off of the property. And he just kept coming back up and trying to get like right up in my face and the other guy's face. He's trying to fight us, but I was letting my dudism take effect. Be like, yo, dude, you're not being chill right now, man. You're talking about God and Jesus and all that. You're not walking the path of righteous. You're angry, brother. You need to go and calm down. And so finally, like, I guess somebody called the cops, but the cops never showed up. Go figure.
Portland. Who'd have
Right.
thought?
And so, eventually, I guess he leaves, but the dude didn't actually leave. He ended up going to the other side of the stadium and started yelling at the guy at the gate over there to let him in, that the redheads are the people of the devil, that he had no soul because my coworker was a redhead, and that he was going to get in. So he tried to go to the sports care clinic and started rattling on the doors all hard to where he almost broke the doors. He put like a nice big-ass crack in one of the glass doors. And so this entire time, I'm just like, my boss is like, can you just stay out here and make sure he doesn't come back in? I don't know. Yeah. I suppose I can be the tweaker's target. I definitely don't mind that at all. Yeah.
Damn.
It was my heart was pounding for a good 45 minutes after that. I thought I was about to get in a fight. Like, that dude almost came close to swinging at me.
Damn, that is ridiculous. And you know what's funny is that's kind of Portland for you, in a sense.
Yeah, that is 100% Portland.
Well, like the other day, I was walking over to Fred Meyer's by my work. I was gonna go and get some notebooks, stuff, and me, I always like to smoke joints. And so this lady, she comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, you got a lighter?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." I pull my lighter out. She looks down at my boots and she goes, "What are you, British?" Because I have a pair of Doc Martens with the Union Jack on them. And I'm like, "No, I used to work for Doc Martens." So the light turns so I can start crossing. She gives me back my lighter, and I look back. I'm like, "You have a nice day now." And she looks at me and she goes, "What are you, gay?" I'm like, "No, I'm fucking nice."
Wow. Of all the things to experience in Portland, homophobia, huh?
Exactly.
Wow.
I know it.
Thank you for sharing those two tales, man.
Welcome.
Oh, God. So,
Oh, I did help a midget to the train yesterday.
We can talk about that later.
that can be a tale for another day.
Mhm.
He's got so many, he could go forever. you gotta pull the leash on him sometimes.
One day, we can do a bonus episode. Or I can have you
For
guys back
sure.
another time. But, so now that we're done with story time, it is time for the game show portion of the podcast.
Game time!
So,
Honestly,
you guys...
I was so stoked about the game.
Oh, thank you. This is one of the fun additions to my podcast that I'm happy that I added, because you can just literally just have some fun and stuff. And you guys...
Sorry.
No, go right
Someone
ahead.
mentioned you're like the game show podcast, and I'm like, yeah, dude, be the game show podcast because this is awesome.
So, you guys decided to do 2 games. Normally we split this up, but I don't want to split this up. I'm going to keep this as one whole episode, so I'm hoping everyone's been enjoying it so far. So you guys decided to do 2 games. The first game is Would You Rather, and the second will be One of Us. So, for Would You Rather, since there's 2 of you, we're going to be doing 3 situations instead of 2. And if you guys are more than welcome to debate on each other which one's better than the other, or unless you agree on both the topics. So, simply put, Would You Rather, I'm going to give you guys 2 options, and you would have to tell me why you would choose one over the other. And there's 2 of you, if you guys have opposing thoughts, you guys can try to convince the other or both agree on those single topics. How does that sound?
Sounds perfect. We got our debate hands going. I know we're an audio podcast, but we are in the zone.
All right then. Now, if you have any questions of any of the situations I put you in, you're more than welcome to ask. So, the first one, a pretty simple one. Would you rather have your feet turn into hooves permanently, or have to watch every video on Pornhub?
Watch every video on Pornhub.
Oh man! What? I thought Would You Rather was supposed to be a choice between 2 bad decisions, not ones I have to choose between awesomeness. Okay, so I elaborate for me. Are the hooves permanent?
Yeah, hooves are permanent.
Now,
your
this
legs,
kind of hooves.
goat hooves.
Goat hooves, okay.
And it's every single thing that's uploaded to Pornhub.
Yes, you have to continue watching it. You cannot do anything
Flat
else.
out hooves. Hooves.
Yeah, I know I have to go with the hooves too. I didn't know what kind of hooves, but you said goat hooves, and they have pretty sturdy hooves.
A man can only see so much nugget porn.
That.
Is that?
Yeah. Okay. Goat hooves. Yeah.
Is that your final option?
Hooves. That's my final answer.
I gotta go with it.
All right, you guys.
Pretty good though.
You guys have avoided the endless porn session that would never end. So much porn is uploaded every day.
Yeah, that would you
die,
decay, man.
You're dead before you get halfway through.
Man, and not only that, you'd be so desensitized. Imagine the debauchery you'd have to see just to get a hard on.
Exactly. You have to see some pretty alien shit just to get.
All right, Jesus, hit us with another one.
So the second situation. So, would you rather have the world's entire fresh water supply come from a spigot on your forehead, or be forced to steal something from everywhere you go?
Forced to steal something from everywhere I go.
Forced to steal something from everywhere I go.
I mean, that's just an adventure.
Yeah.
I mean, now kleptomania because I have to.
Now I could definitely live my Nicolas Cage dream.
Now, we would have to be sure to not travel to countries like China. I don't know if they actually still impose that. I could be completely misinformed and need to get my knowledge correct, but I would try to stay away from countries that still enforce the murder or chopping the hands off of thieves.
I'd avoid those countries.
Yeah, dude, clean water coming out of your head, people would never stop fucking bothering you.
Yeah, dude, like you'd be sitting there just trying to take a nap and someone would be like, "Hi, I need some water for my tea." Fuck off! You got water at your own house. Yeah, your water's better.
You just have to have a hose connected to your face.
Yeah, that'd just be unwieldy. I'd definitely just steal.
You'd get kidnapped by some African nation,
or just not even that. Like you're gonna get kidnapped by You're gonna get kidnapped by Nestle.
Actually, you know what? I might have to take that back because if we get the unlimited fresh water supply, I could get Elon Musk to send me to Mars.
Oh,
colonization by necessity.
But okay, so you're gonna take that. I'm still gonna steal from everywhere I go because I just follow you and steal.
Genius.
Interesting. So, what are your final choices?
I'm going to stealing on Mars. I mean, stealing everywhere I go.
I'm gonna go stealing wherever I go. Water supply sucks.
Okay, you guys are now kleptos. Ding ding. Alright. Our final situation. Would you rather have your life filled with nothing fun anymore, or your new job is you have to deliver bad news, like all the bad news, to the first dictator that comes to mind?
Yeah, both of those choices equal death for me, so I either kill myself because nothing's worth living for, or I most likely die for giving dictator news. I'm not gonna kill myself, so I'm gonna have to pick being the bad bearer, a bearer of bad news for Adolf Hitler.
I'm gonna have to be the bearer of bad news.
Ooh, is he truly a dictator?
I don't know. Most people in Western society believe so. So, you know, I'm just... If people say he is, then I'm gonna take him.
If you want to cling to the leftist ideology, my friend,
hey,
do
I'm not
so
clinging
as
to
you
the
please.
leftist ideology, but I think he'd be a good boss. I think he'd have great demo.
I can't argue with that.
Alright, final choices, boys.
Bearer of bad news for Vladimir Putin, strictly for the dinner.
And I'm gonna have to go with bearer of bad news for Adolf Hitler because World War II was fun. For some
Alright
people.
then. You guys have new jobs now. So, that was that for you guys. You guys had some fun times in the beginning, and it just kind of derailed it right at the end.
Down from there.
Maybe that's how I got to be working with him. I tried to go to Vlad's house and got caught stealing some Fabergé egg.
Okay, guys. Now that we kind of dipped down, it's time to come back up because you guys have just started your own cult or group, and you guys are trying to recruit people to your side.
Yes.
So they are playing One of Us. It's a very experimental game. There has only been one other person who played this game, so you'll be the second to play it. So I have given you talking points, and you're going to have to come up with a speech to try to recruit me and the audience to join you guys while including those 3 talking points in your speech. Do you guys want... So for the audience sakes, I'm going to read those 3 talking points. They have to be added into your speech. 1. Correcting people. 2. Internet download limit. 3. Never admitting you're wrong. Those are the 3 points you
need
guys
the
have to
internet
make.
to correct people.
So, are you guys going to be doing a collab speech, or... Actually, you know, you guys do your thing.
I think we're
definitely
gonna do something. Feral, you wanna set the tone?
Yes.
One question beforehand. Do you guys have a name for your group?
Sorry, I almost said the Free Nation of Islam. Gonna get myself in trouble again. No, the Order of Logos.
Welcome to the Order of Logos. But we are always right, and you are always wrong.
Yes, and we believe that the internet should have no download limits because the only place to let you know we are right and you are wrong is through the power.
Correct.
If you follow us, we will take you on a glorious journey of understanding the power. We will make you one with correctness.
And just remember that in this journey, you must humble yourself by always remembering that you are in fact wrong. We are.
Yes, and if you join us, we will correct you. You will also be correct and never wrong again.
Exactly. And soon Scientology will fall before us because you'll always be correct.
And with the power that we bestow upon you, you will be able to use the internet to our world.
Exactly. And nobody can ever fight against you again because your logic is correct.
because we are the Order of Logos.
All right. Interesting.
We also have Sundays. We also do bowling, and
we also do get together and play Kanaska sometimes,
yes.
And other very fun games.
Kanaska, huh? Interesting.
All
right, then.
I think we're trying to get together a sewing circle.
And those of you may want to know that we have banned Kool-Aid from our refreshments tables, and we will only be serving half tea and...
Precisely. Arnold Palmer's for everyone.
Thank you very much.
All right, then, guys. I'm going to be asking you a couple questions about your cult, and you're more than welcome to answer it as best you can. I'm interested. I just have a few questions. Okay, you guys ready?
Precisely.
So, when you tweet about your cult, what are some of the popular hashtags that you use?
Hashtag you are wrong.
Yes, you are wrong.
Hashtag no internet download limits. And also hashtag
grammar Nazi good. Hashtag wrong. Hashtag love all who is correct. Us.
Okay. So my next question is why do people wrongly consider your cult to be corrupt?
Because they are wrong and we are correct.
Exactly.
And they do not know how to use the internet to spread correctness amongst the world. Because they are wrong.
Okay.
You see, you said it in your question itself. You said wrongly. And therefore, if everybody is wrong and then we are correct, then surely we cannot be at fault here.
Okay. Which of life's greatest questions are answered by joining your cult?
All of them, because we are correct.
See, when you join our cult, you understand that correctness is the best. And that when you are no longer wrong, nothing can go wrong.
We will never admit we are wrong because we are correct. And we will show you the way of correctness because you are wrong. And we will use the power of the internet because we are right.
We can never be at fault here. What is fault? Fault is the way of the weak man. And we are not. Correct?
You know what? When you're right, and I'm wrong, apparently. So
that is correct. Now you're starting to see it, my child. Yeah, you be welcomed into our...
Join us, and we will correct you.
So what was the name of your organization again?
The Order of Logos.
Damn, that sync was perfect. So, audience members, you're listening? Let them know if you would like to join them. I have my answer. So, that's the end of that one. Good job, guys.
How we ended up becoming Moonanites at some point.
That was perfect.
It was a cross between the Moonanites and the twin brothers from jail,
Yes.
Super Jail.
Yes.
Dude, that was amazing. You know what? The way I gave you those topics kind of was hard to give you questions to ask, and you're always right.
It was there. It was perfect. That was great because I lost my shit towards the end there, dude.
You did.
But now it's a time for
I
you
all
guys.
but muted my mic.
All right, guys. It's now the time where you guys can basically plug all your stuff, where they can find you, where they can listen to you.
Well, our podcast is Life of Laymen. We are definitely adult comedy, not safe for work, I've been told by many of our listeners.
Very much so.
We are on pretty much all iTunes platforms except for Spotify because I'm lazy, so don't hate me. We're hosted on Podbean. We have a Discord that we can share a link with Jesus here, and he might be kind enough to share with you folks as well. I don't know. Can you plug anything else, Feral?
You covered all the bases. I mean, at some point.
Don't fail me now. We're supposed to be selling ourselves hard.
Come listen to us, damn it.
This is our pluggable moment at the end of Sean Evans making us eat a bunch of hot wings. Come on.
Sometimes not even the celebrities have a plug, man. Just have a good day.
But they're already fucking famous.
I know.
People know who they are.
All right, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on my podcast, and it was
Thank
a
you
real
for having
pleasure.
us, man.
Yes.
No, it was a real pleasure talking with you guys. So, for everyone listening, I want to thank you guys for making it this far. If you guys have, it's been a joy to talk with these boys, and I'm looking forward to listening to the rest of their upcoming episodes and the future of this February episodes. It's gonna be interesting. But as always, you can find me.
Hopefully.
You can find me on just about anywhere podcasts can be found: Google, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podbean, Podcast Republic, wherever. You can get into contact with me on Instagram, Twitter, or on Twitch. And yeah, just hit me up. So, guys, thanks again for joining me. It was
Thank you for
fun.
having me.
All right then,
Thank you
everyone.
very much, man. It was a blast.
Bye, everyone.